What's up, YouTube? Capital G here, Duel commentary. We have Lord Josh. Let's see what his rating is. 1179 versus not Tommy Rowe. I guess he's not Tommy Rowe. 1055. Looks like Shaddolls versus Nekroz. Lord Josh went for the simple setup of the Gen Lock. I guess he's going to Valkyries. Okay, so he uses Valk to essentially keep his gen on board. Holy crap. You'd never see Shaddolls do that. Anyways, looks like he's playing the new card, the Cerberus. If you don't know what this does, if it's in your graveyard, anytime you take damage, you can just remove it, and then you get to blow up a card on the field. And actually, it can be your own cards, if that's ever going to be relevant, but mainly your opponent's cards. And you see that he summoned Mathman, and he was looking to obviously just take out the Colossalus. And you see he could just ram into its big butt, and he could just get rid of it. Now, Lord Josh doesn't do anything, which means the Valk was essentially a neg. I mean, Valk is always a neg, but like, what was the point if you didn't have a follow-up play? Like, what was really the point of even doing the play? So Colossalus dies in vain. Yeah, I don't like that play from Lord Josh, because you could have just held the Valk basically, but you burnt it in the early game and you had no follow-up play despite having 5 cards. Unless he really, like, he's trying to Trishula him and he wants him to have a card in hand, but now he doesn't have a graveyard, so you can't Trishula him because he used the Cerberus. So now if you were trying to Trish him, you can't. I don't know. I wouldn't like to think that Nekroz would have 5 cards in hand. I know one of them is a spell. One of them is Kaleidoscope. He searched that before on his first turn, so I know that for a fact. But it's interesting that he had 5 cards in hand, and I guess 4 plus a Kaleidoscope, and just didn't have any plays. Okay, so you see that Tommy Rowe is going to set a monster, then activate Shadow Games. I'm going to guess that that's Falco. Actually, that ain't Falco. It's Hedgehog. Okay, so I was sort of right. That ain't Falco. I'm sorry. I love that wombo combo joke. That ain't Falco. That is so awesome. And the only time it's ever relevant is when someone's playing Shaddolls. You can use it. That ain't Falco. All right, so Falco will actually set itself, and he got himself a core. He set it. He's still keeping himself out of Trishula range, which is very smart. And you can see that Lord Josh is actually at a big deficit now. Now, he can't Mind Crush, which, I mean, that's a really good card, but he can still do all his other shenanigans. So he's going to remove 2 to get another spell. To me, it doesn't seem like he has a spell deficiency. Like, he doesn't seem to need more mirrors in this situation. If he already has Collider Mirror, like the best one. Unless he just, for some reason, can't get to the Unicore. Alright, so he is going to activate Collider Mirror. Alright, looks like Tommy Rose says, it's all good in the hood, sir. Sends himself a, was that Herald? Yeah, sends Herald to the graveyard. Now he's going from Garnier. And what exactly are you going to do now? I mean, maybe he thinks he can get by with just a Unicore. I wouldn't trust that. So he is going to summon something else. Actually, Garnier seems like a good play here. Get rid of those, what's it called? Get rid of all those damn spells in your hand. So he banishes Sharit. Oh, another Unicore. I didn't see that coming. This seems like a good time for Exit Knight. And Shaddolls really don't have a lot that they can do against that card, so. He's going to activate L. He's going to go on. I'm thinking he's going to go for Shikinaga. Yeah, that's what I thought. He goes for Shikinaga. And now he can activate the effects. He doesn't want to get Exit Knighted. That's the reason he did that. I wasn't shocked that he had L in his hand, or that he had L set. I was just, honestly, I was trying to think, like, what can you go for with L? Shikinaga seems like it's becoming like a much more important card in the in Shaddolls now. Like, I know before it wasn't even that good. Like, it was good against the mirror match, but wasn't that good in general. Now it's becoming like way more important. I mean, I guess Lord Josh will have to Gunneer it to like force it out. That's the only thing I can think of. He better hope that Tommy-Ro doesn't have like a breakthrough skill, because that could be really, really bad. Alright, so he is going to activate the Nekroz cycle. Okay, what's he going to summon this time with it? I'm guessing Gunneer from his hand. Oh, Trishula. Surprised by that. Alright, so he wants to activate both effects. I wonder if Tommy-Ro has a response to that. Now again, he did have to go into Shikinaga, mainly because he would have gotten Exiton Knighted without it, and that just would have been bad. He can still technically get Exiton Knighted, but I mean, what would it really accomplish for Lord Josh? Like, I don't really think it would do anything in this situation. Now, I guess he has to ban his Shikinaga, because otherwise, like, he can't kill it. So, he goes for Shaddoll Core, Shikinaga, fair enough. Most Shaddolls only run one, so that's probably it. And then he gets rid of L, which he knew that he had anyways. So, what does he have now that he can do? He could spend Mathematician with Castel, but I mean, that's a lot of resources to like play around a Mathematician. If not, just give your opponent the card, you know what I mean? Now, we know that he has Gunneer in hand. I really don't think Gunneer is doing much in his hand. I feel like if Tommy-Ro gets a monster that can beat over Trishula, I feel like it's going to be one that like can do it every turn. Or I feel like he's not going to need monster destruction. Shaddoll doesn't use a lot of monster destruction. Only Dark Arm and Squamata. Like those are your only monster destruction cards. Like Construct is every single turn, so it's like not that big of a deal. And actually, Construct would just kill it in battle if you. No, I think it's for the whole turn. Okay, yeah, it's for the whole turn. I'm dumb. All right, so he is going to attack into Mathematician. He's going to give him a draw. I'm going to say the Shaddoll player is still in really good position here. Falco is flipped. And he's getting Squamata. That's really good. I think I'd kill one of the Unicores. I wouldn't even care about Trishula, honestly. Because I don't want you going into a rank 4 XC, making like Dagusto Emerald and then drawing cards. I want you basically just having the Unicore or the Unicorn and the Trish and not being able to do anything. Because the Gunneer is kind of stuck in your hand right now. It's really not much you can do with that card. Alright, so we have 6-3. Card advantage anyways. Mathematician, such a good card, man. Such a good card. Activates Allure of Darkness. Don't leave home without that. If you had a brick hand, you can basically unbrick it with that card. Now, Unicore is obviously a problem, but he could be running removal like Dark Hole and Regeki, and that would just that would clean out Lord Josh. Seriously. So he's going to activate L Fusion, Squamata, and Morale Attack. It's going to summon Construct. She won't get her effect, but she'll be able to kill a Unicore. He's going for Falco. That's pretty smart. Why is he saying stop? He's not activating Construct. He's just activating Squamata. Yeah, about that. So he's gonna attack that Unicore. And Unicore should die, assuming that. Oh wow, he opted to use Gunneer on it. Okay, I'm kind of surprised by that. He still has to take the damage though. It still should be 500 damage because her Construct's effect is negated, so she can't blow it up by battle, which means he should just take a direct or just it's like regular battle, unless I'm missing something. Yeah, not sure why he didn't take any battle damage. Yeah, exactly. Everybody's saying negative 500. I'm not seeing a reason why he didn't take 500. So he should have taken 500 from that last turn. Maybe somebody will tell him, because again, this construct doesn't have an effect right now. So when she attacks, she can't blow it up by battle. And since he didn't die, or she can't blow it up with her effect, and since he didn't die via battle, then you just take the battle damage. All right, so he's got that Falco set. That Falco is gonna get him a good play. I mean, it's gonna get him either Squamata or Hedgehog. So one of those monsters is gonna die, and next turn he could like legitimately kill both. Okay, so Falco's going to be attacked. I think Falco is one of the most important cards against Nekroz because it's a grind card. It kind of serves the same purpose as like the Burning Abyss monsters do. Falco absorbs an attack and then gets you another card that can advance your play. So, alright, looks like not Tomiro finally realizes that he should have taken 500 half a turn later. It's going to be between Hedgehog and Squamata. Alright, so he opts to use Squamata again. I would guess that you want to kill Unicore and just leave Trishula on the field, because Trishula's not a threat. When you have Construct out, he's not going to do anything. Like, he literally is no threat to her at all. She can just attack and blow him up. Oh man, Call the Haunted. Oh, for morale attack, and now he can activate the effect. Totally forgot about that. It's been such a long time since I've seen that play. Now I wonder if you can make the argument that maybe he should have saved the morale attack for like to counter another play, because it's not like he wasn't going to kill Trishula anyway. This way you could, use Call the Haunted to kill, like if your opponent summons Trishula back. Oh, never mind. I guess he felt like he had himself covered with the mistake. So, all right, that game goes to Shaddolls. Because what I was thinking is, if he happened to have the Nekroz cycle to summon Trishula back, I wouldn't want my my morale tech getting ran over. You'd have to. Well, no, Trishula couldn't use his effect because he didn't have a hand. So I'm lunching. I guess that was perfectly fine. But either way, the Trishula was gonna die. All he had to do was just attack with all he had to do was simply attack with Construct, and the off chance that he would have had Book of Moon or Book of Eclipse, then when he went to try and attack the Construct, that's probably when I want to burn the Call the Haunted on the morale attack. But either way, it worked out for him. I'm gonna guess Lord Josh is gonna force him to go first, which he does. But keep in mind, when Shaddolls open with Mathematician, they get that beast play. The deck is really consistent, especially if they're playing Floodgates, and you see that was game 1 and he was running Mistake in the main deck. And that is becoming like really, really common with Shaddolls. They're moving back towards traps. Like a lot of Shaddolls players are starting to run like 10 traps again. Well, maybe not 10 traps, but like I'd run Core, and I'd run Core, like 2 breakthrough skills and 3 mistakes. And maybe a TT. Yeah, maybe a TT as well. TT seems good in Shaddolls because it triggers your stuff. Alright, so he's going to activate Beast and Falco. Or Beast and Squamata, I'm lunching. But he opts to draw first. Okay. I think I would have made Squamata Chainlink too, just so I don't draw it. And when I say draw it, I mean draw the Falco. Yeah. He opts to use Mistake in the draw phase, or standby phase, whatever. He probably did that because he didn't want to get locked under Denko and just lose. Denko would obviously be a problem here. And with no hand, he can't be Trishula, so he's kind of sitting pretty. Oh, never mind. That goes out the window. So I guess it's pretty much all the same now. Unless he has something like a Solemn Warning. Oh, it looks like he had the Denko anyway. So it was really smart of him to flip that Mistake over. And I guess if he happens to lose this game, he now knows that his opponent plays Denko and is siding it in. Now, the question would be, though, if he lost, would he keep it in against them? Alright, so he's going to get Sharit. Oh, Sharit. He activates Cycle. Oh, he's going for Brio. Fair enough. Rarely ever see that card summoned, so I think they should have made all the Nekroz cards once per turn for both effects. Like, he wouldn't be able to activate the Brio right now, the on-field effect, because he already used Brio to search out Sharit. But since they're not once per turn, well, they are, but each one is once per turn, he can still bounce Winda back. Now, he has already used his special summon for the turn, but it really won't matter, because all he has to do is just bounce Winda, and then that pretty much becomes null and void. And since he's locked under Danko, ain't really much he can do about it. Takes Nekroz up to Trishula to make sure, I guess, the Brio can't be targeted. I can't believe I thought that Brio was just an okay card when I first saw it. Activates Regeki, so that Falco will obviously just die and resummon itself. Now, both players have used their special for the turn. I'm shocked that he didn't bounce. Oh, he wants to Trishula him. That may have been a mistake. Because he activated, I mean, he got Winda, but then, yeah, I think maybe he shouldn't have gotten the what's it called? I think he kind of baited that. He shouldn't have got the Shaddoll Fusion. So he loses Shadow Games, and he loses his Beast and his Fusion that he got. I don't even think I would have activated the Winda, because it's not like your opponent was going to go in there extra deck, and then he had Denko set. So I mean, maybe you were thinking you could top deck like a Regeki, but I just would have left Fusion. Oh man, that top deck is too good. All right, we have to go to game 3 now. Game 3. So the MST pretty much saves Josh in that duel. If he didn't have the MST, I think that definitely would have went different, because he wouldn't have been able to use the Brio, and I'm not sure if he would have even been able to ritual summon that turn, to be honest. Like, I don't know if he had the card, because he had the Denko, but the Denko wouldn't have done anything against the mistake. So like, the MST just completely changed the scope of that duel. The window was like largely irrelevant, to be honest. Yeah, if I'm playing Shaddolls, I think Breakthrough Skill fits really good in that deck, because you don't need something like Phoenix Chain. You don't need ways to block attacks in Shaddolls. Like, that's not really the problem that the deck has. But you need some way to stop effects. Like, monster effects are so powerful and out of control. You need some ways to stop them. Tellarknights are weak. The monsters aren't very powerful, so you do actually need ways to stop attacks. Plus, they can bounce it. But with Shaddolls, you don't want to lose to like Floodgate monsters, like Vanity's Fiend, Majesty's Fiend. Those cards are fucking hard to get off the board. Tellarknights don't care about those cards because they play, like Triple Mirror Force and Book of Moon and Ring of Destruction and Evac and Bottomless Trap Hole and all that crap. So we see an end phase roll to Kree. That's not really that big of a problem for not Tommy Rowe. He can get rid of that with a Mathematician or like a Dragon, basically. But that's if he lives to see that card. Gets himself a Brio. Oh, I guess he is going to live. Yeah, I guess he is going to live to see it. Now, you know what your opponent has, so you should you should know how to counter it. I mean, that of course, if you have the resources to counter it, you have the tools. Especially if that's another roll decree. But I mean, come on, who opens with 5 cards with double roll decree? Like, are you serious? See a blind MST for Book of Moon. Okay. I guess not Tommy Rowe just passed. The blind MST on Book of Moon. That was an interesting blind MST though, against 3 back row, like. And then he plays Denko. Okay, so I guess it really didn't matter that much. He just wanted to get rid of the yeah, I guess he just wanted to get rid of the MST so that he could essentially just use Denko's ability. Now, if you're Tommy Rowe, you have 4 cards and you still can't do anything. Like, I don't know, man. It's rare that I brick that much, but you have to remember he's playing artifacts, so like there's a chance that these could totally be artifact monsters down there. Now he could get OTK'd. Well, it's not really an OTK. He's at 6,600, but looks like it really won't matter. Oh, so he's gonna activate Lancia. He can't banish because he played Lancia. So he better hope that he doesn't have a Valk in his hand. Because if he does, he has to tribute Dankno, and mind you, yeah, you have to reveal your hand. Okay, so it looks like he just has to attack, and Tommy Rowe will at least get to see a turn. Yeah, I mean, he's lucky he didn't also have Valk, because if he did, he would have had to tribute 8 stars, and that would have been terrible. You have to tribute, I mean, I guess you could make it back by using Valk's ability, but just in general, that wouldn't have been good. Alright, so now Tommy Rowe is getting one more chance at life here. And looks like that life was short-lived. No field clearing for Tommy Rowe, and I don't know, it's kind of hard for Shaddolls to mount against Unicore or against Colossalus, because those cards really shut down Winda and Construct. Like they shut down the plays that Shaddolls use the most to get over big things. So let me know what you guys think. Thank you for watching, as always.